Hello and welcome. You are listening to the At Home with Ifeno podcast. This podcast is for anyone, male and female, who believes that the home is the cornerstone and foundation of a flourishing society and a better world. Here, we'll guide you through the intricate journey of building a home that's not just a physical space. Whether you are single, preparing to share your life with another, a couple cultivating a shared dream, or parents tending to the garden of their children's hearts. Every other week, we'll talk about topics like practical tips on managing family finances, creating a beautiful home, conversations on courtship, marriage, parenting, and much more. The At Home with Ifeno podcast offers a rich tapestry of inspiration and support. Join us as we explore creating homes where love resides, families thrive in wisdom, and the seeds of a brighter future are sown, just as God intended. I am your host, Ifoma Nneka Omoniyi. Hello, and welcome to another episode on the At Home with Ifeno podcast. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are connecting with us globally. Wow, January has come to an end. How many days ago did we say, Happy New Year, Happy New Year? Yes. The time keeps going, ticking, and it is what we make of the time we have. It is how we invest in the time we have that will bring about the change that we desire in our personal lives, in our marriages, in our families, the lives of our children, in our homes. So today's episode is here to encourage you. The topic is one that you would really resonate with, and it is my desire that we will take action. You know, our dreams and plans and goals will remain a dream or will remain on paper until we put action to those things we have written. So please take that sweet spot. Are you at home taking care of, the little children? You just had a baby, a nursing mother, or you are going to work. You are that man or woman, because At Home with Ifeno is not just for homemakers like we started. So please, today's topic is for everyone, for the father, the mother, that single individual that has strategic plans for this year. It promises to be worth the time you will put into listening to it, and most importantly, putting action to what you have desired for 2025. Today's topic is what I have tagged Procrastination, the silent thief of time. Procrastination, the silent thief of time. This is not a new phrase to many of us. We have heard it over and over again about procrastination being the silent thief of time. Thief of time. Wow. So it means that something is likely ticking and taking our time, silently, and we want to understand why this is happening. Like I said, today is the very last day in January, and before you know what, we'll be saying Merry Christmas, or it's the end of the year. But what we do with today's episode to make sure that procrastination doesn't steal our time will make it a beautiful 2025. So why have we not put into action the things that we planned from the 1st of January? Why have we postponed our action? The simple thing is it is simply procrastination. We plan to do this, we plan to change this habit, we plan to do, get that program done. We plan that, okay, I'm going to start a business. We plan that I'm going to do something that, will change the state of my home, and so many things we have in mind, or we still have in mind for 2025. So the thief of time is procrastination, and it silently takes, the time that should be used for productive purposes. I'll simply just define procrastination as the art of delaying tasks. The art of delaying tasks. It is a common human habit that can significantly impact our productivity and overall well-being. Procrastination happens to every one of us in one way or the other. Yes, it happens. Even if you feel you are productive, there might be an area of your life you are procrastinating. It could be in your marriage. Maybe you've not come to terms with the responsibility of what it takes to be a husband or a wife or a parent. You have been procrastinating. You have been procrastinating on speaking with your spouse about a certain issue, or you have been procrastinating on bringing order to your home, your children, knowing how to talk to them as they are growing up. So procrastination is seen in different areas of our lives, but its impact is so serious because it hampers on our productivity and our overall well-being. And I don't want it to continue with any of us as we continue even for the rest of 2025, as we continue in a new month tomorrow and the rest of the year. Let us see how we can reduce procrastination from stealing our time silently. I'd like to read a scripture which helps us to gain perspective on how to live our lives while here. It is taken from Psalm 90 verse 12, and I'll be reading various versions of Psalm 90 verse 12. The first version I'll read is the Good News Translation. It says, "Teach us how short our life is, so that we may become wise." Teach us how short our life is, so that we may become wise. Another version says, "Teach us to use wisely all the time we have." Teach us to use wisely all the time we have. Another one says, "Help us remember that our days are numbered, and help us to interpret our lives correctly." Help us to remember that our days are numbered, and help us to interpret our lives correctly. The last version I will read is, "Teach us to count carefully the days of our short life, then we will be wise in how we live." When we know how to count our days carefully, it will make us know that we will not always be here. I am not trying to put fear into your heart, but the truth is, even if you are going to live for 100 years, we need the 100 years to be productive. So when we wake up every morning and we are asking God, the one who created us and knows us better than ourselves, to teach us how to carefully count our days, to teach us how to use every moment we have wisely, so that we will make the most of the time we have wherever we are and at any time of our lives. That is what this verse is saying. So please, let us remember that we need to always take note of every moment we have and make the most of it. So why do we procrastinate? Why do we as humans procrastinate? Understanding the reasons behind procrastination will help us fight it effectively. And some reasons I would like to share with you are: 1, poor time management. Poor time management. Ineffective time management skills can contribute to procrastination. When we don't use our time properly, we have the tendency to keep pushing, to keep postponing things that we can do now. So when we don't use our time well, and prioritize what is more important at a certain time, we will find out that we will procrastinate. So poor time management is one of the reasons why we procrastinate. Some of us are not good with managing our time. 2 is the fear of failure. Fear of failure. That mindset, the fear of not meeting expectations or making mistakes can make us, postpone what we are supposed to do and paralyze us. Yes, it tends to keep us in that state where we are not moving, we are not, active. Don't get me wrong, activity doesn't necessarily equate productivity, but sometimes the fear that we will not do something that we have already planned makes us, or making mistakes makes us not achieve the things that we have set out to do. So that is another reason why procrastination takes over some of us. The next reason why procrastination, is part of our lives is perfectionism. Perfectionism. Some of us are people that want things to be in a certain way, in a particular way. Ifeno is coming out of that. The desire to achieve flawless results can lead to excessive planning and avoidance. Ifeno knows how to plan. Plan. But I've learned that while you are planning, the ones you can start doing it. And on your way to doing it, you would see how you can correct, the mistakes and the flaws. So that desire of saying, oh, everything must be there. I learned this even before I started the podcast. During the training, I can't forget, one of the things our instructor told us is a phrase that says done but not perfect. You could do a recording, you could have an episode, you have done it. Yes, it's not perfect, but are there valuable things that can be learned from that episode? Yes, if it is like that, please go ahead and start that journey. So that is what I have learned. So perfectionism is one thing that makes us keep procrastinating. I will start this 2025. This is January ending 2025. Why have you not yet started? Don't get me wrong. We must get ready. We must be prepared very well. We must get the basic things in place before we venture, because if poor preparation will lead to poor execution. So, but once you have gotten the basics, please let us not allow fear of failure, allow perfectionism, and even our ineffective time management to hold us back. The desire to achieve that flawless result can lead to avoidance of being productive. The fourth reason why procrastination has taken over many of us is that lack of motivation. The lack of interest or enthusiasm for a task can make it easy to be put off. When you don't have that drive, and let me say that you are the greatest person to motivate yourself. Yes, we have motivational speakers, we have people, that try to hype us, but beyond all that, it is what you believe about yourself, it is what you say about yourself that is very critical. So when we lack motivation, personal motivation, when we, meet obstacles on our way to achieving the things that we know we need to do, that is one of the reasons that makes us put that thing off, and we don't do what we need to do. And the last one I will share is overwhelm. That feeling of being overwhelmed by a very difficult, large, or complex task. can lead to us procrastinating that task. When things, projects or plans seem so big, so humongous, it discourages us from being, actively involved in what we ought to do. So these are some of the reasons why many of us procrastinate. But Ifeno is here to share with you, so that we can learn together and see how we can overcome procrastination. I just want to say that if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is At Home with Ifeno podcast on YouTube, please go ahead right now and subscribe to that channel so that you'll always be informed whenever our episodes come. Click on that link and subscribe. Also, like our episodes, give a comment, share what you have learned from every episode you listen to. When you write, there is power in writing, there is power in sharing. When you share and you share what you have learned, or you write what you have learned, the tendency for that to become part of you is very, very strong, than just thinking, oh, I learned something. But please just leave a comment and we promise to give you a response to your comments. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. So how do we overcome this procrastination that is the silent thief of time? We always have that notion that, oh, okay, I will do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next year. But why can't we stand, and overcome this thief? Stop this thief, this silent thief. Come softly. And before you know what, it takes away productive time that we might have used to achieve a lot. So to take back our time and spark our productivity this year, don't feel bad. Yes, January is ending today, but beyond all that we have gone through in the month of January, let's take back our time and see how the rest of the year and beyond can be more productive as we follow these few strategies. I have about 5 strategies that can help us overcome procrastination. The very first one is break down tasks. Break down tasks. When tasks are very large and humongous, like I just finished sharing about how large tasks can bring overwhelm. So we need to divide large tasks into smaller ones, more manageable subtasks. As a mother, as a wife, you cannot do so much immediately. You cannot say, today I'm going to the market, and when I come back, I will cook, I will do laundry, you will break down. In fact, it will discourage you, as you start. So break down tasks. Even for our children, let us teach them how they can start reading, during the course of the term. It's a new term already for the children as well. Let them not wait until exam week to start cramming, to start, trying to navigate so much information. A daily practice, a daily habit, a daily routine is what will help us be very productive, personally, as a family, and even in our children's life. So please, let's break down tasks into small, manageable, little tasks. It will make it easier to handle and it will be less daunting. Secondly, number 2, to overcome procrastination, one of the strategies we can use is to set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. And we have that acronym, SMART, that can help us. Many of us set goals that are not achievable. So set achievable goals, create a realistic timeline so that you avoid setting overly ambitious targets that may lead to disappointments. There is a limit to what you can handle. I know we have so many, hype and motivation that say no limits, no boundaries. Yes, but to be very sincere, set SMART goals. Set measurable goals. Set achievable goals. Set realistic goals, and let your goals be time bound. Specific is for S. M is measurable. A is achievable. R is realistic. And then there should be a timeline. Don't just leave it and say anytime it happens. When you put time, it makes you more focused. It makes you know, oh, you cannot allow procrastination to steal your time. Number 3 on how we can overcome procrastination is to prioritize tasks. Identify those things that are more important tasks and focus on them first. You can use, there are so many time management techniques that we have online, but allocate specific time blocks for each task. Whether it is in our homes, whether it is in your shop, whether it is in your career, wherever you are, prioritize tasks. What is more important in the month of February for your children? What is more important in the month of March for my spouse? What are the things that we have planned? Are you on a building project? Have you planned to do this? Which one comes first? Everything cannot be, priority. So make your priority list and follow how those things are going to flow so that it's not overwhelming. There are many things you can use, like I said. Even when I do chores at home, sometimes I give a time, a frame or time duration for what I want to do. So I can put a 2-hour time mark for a particular task I want to achieve. And once my alarm rings, I know that, okay, I need to be wrapping up and move over to something else. So prioritize your task. And at the end of each day, you'll find out that you'll be more productive. You can't do everything. You focus on what is more important and move that way. And when you do that consistently, you'll find out that you will achieve more. Number 4, create a productive environment. Minimize distractions. This one is very, very, very important, especially with our use of gadgets, of our phones, laptop, and everything. Find a quiet space, workspace. Turn off your notification, your phone, your computer. I tell you, as I am having this recording, my phones are on don't disturb mode. Yes, so that I won't be distracted. So if you are doing something that you need your full attention and you want to achieve and do a lot about it, minimize your distractions. You cannot be responding to mails when you are trying, to have a session where you are brainstorming and trying to think of how to solve a particular challenge or problem. So minimize your distraction, create that atmosphere that will make you productive. The time for work is not the time, to be receiving calls. Oh, somebody might say, but if I know, what if it's an emergency? There's a way you will know how to handle it. There are times, personally, I even send a message or give a call to my husband. I inform him how I desire my day to be, what I'm going to do. And, if he notices that he calls me and I don't respond, I have another number he can reach me on. So different things you can do. Just create that environment where you will not be distracted and you'll be productive. And the very last way of overcoming procrastination is to reward yourself. Reward yourself. Celebrate your accomplishment, no matter how small it might be. Because when you celebrate yourself, when you see that, oh, I was able to do this, and you don't need to wait until the end of the year, to give yourself a treat or to celebrate yourself. It doesn't need to be a party. You can just, take a break and do something that will make you feel rewarded for the efforts in the things that you have accomplished. Positive reinforcement can motivate you to stay on track. So, knowing that procrastination comes silently to take our productive hours, to take our time, we need to know understanding the root causes of procrastination which we started with. We told us, why do we procrastinate? We said it's about poor management, time management, fear of failure, perfectionism, and lack of motivation, and overwhelm when tasks seem to be daunting. So when you understand the root causes of procrastination and then implement these above strategies that I have shared with you, you can make sure that this silent thief called procrastination does not take control of your time, does not take control of the rest of 2025 and beyond, but you will do and achieve your goals for the remaining part of 2025 and beyond. Oh, yes, I know someone is saying, but January is gone. Yes, January is gone, but it's never too late to start. So break free from the grip of procrastination and start today. Start now. Start now. Now, I would like to tell us why procrastination is so detrimental. I have shared reasons why we procrastinate. I have shared how we can overcome procrastination. But do you know that if we do not know that procrastination is very, very, very dangerous, we will still be giving excuses why we still allow procrastination in our lives. Procrastination, this silent thief of time that we have been reminding ourselves and keep saying over and over, is that act of delaying or postponing a task or a decision. What have you been postponing? And it is something that you need to sort out now. It is very, very detrimental because it steals away our precious time gradually without us even realizing it. That is why it is a silent thief of time. It is taking away our precious time gradually. And the reason why this is detrimental is because it has a way of affecting our productivity, even our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, our friends, our loved ones. Procrastination is really detrimental. So let me just share 4 things or 4 ways that procrastination can be detrimental. Number 1 is that procrastination increases stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety. And if we are honest, this is something that is becoming a lifestyle and a pattern to many of us. Procrastination can create a cycle of stress and anxiety. The longer we delay a task, the more pressure we are putting on ourselves. The longer we keep pushing something that we can do now. Many times you'll be thinking, oh, I'll do it later. And until you make up your mind and say, today, even if this is the only thing I achieve, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do this. So this delay of task tends to push us to the point where there is an increased level of pressure and stress, and it decreases our ability to focus. When we are under anxiety and stress, we are not as productive as we should be. So this stress can impact on our entire well-being. This is why procrastination is detrimental. It increases stress and anxiety. Secondly, procrastination is detrimental because it causes damage to our relationships, like I said. Procrastination can strain our relationships with our friends, our family, our colleagues, and even ourselves. When you promise that, oh, I am going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be here, and all these promises become unfulfilled promises, missed commitments, and the likes to your loved ones, to your wife, to your husband, to your children. It now causes a lack of trust, a lack of, confidence that, oh, when my spouse says this, he or she means what they say. And procrastination is the reason why this happens. So it has a way of, causing resentment with our loved ones, People don't even take your word seriously because it's like you're always, okay, I will visit it. I think it's better we don't even promise and instead make surprises, but let's walk towards our desires, towards our goals, so that procrastination will not steal from us and damage our relationships. Another detrimental effect of procrastination is lost productivity. We've said this earlier. When we procrastinate, we are not just delaying the task itself, but also the potential productivity associated with it. Each hour spent procrastinating is an hour we can't get back. We can't get back January 1st to 30th. Today, 31st, maybe we can do something depending on when you are listening to this episode. So we can't take back lost time, and this leads to missed opportunities, and a decrease in their ability to achieve our goals. But I'm not here to make you feel guilty, to make you feel bad. I just want you to dust yourself up, spark up the productivity in you, and take back your time. Don't allow procrastination to silently steal your precious time. And the last detrimental effect I would like to share of procrastination is reduced self-esteem. Reduced self-esteem. That feeling of constantly falling behind and not meeting our own expectations can take a toll on our self-esteem. When we keep procrastinating, we tend to start losing, that belief that we can do something. It has a negative way of hampering on our self-worth, on our self-image, and our self-esteem. So the summary of everything is that it is our choice. Procrastination, yes, is a silent thief that comes unannounced, but it is up to us. It is our choice. I just like to share two quotes before we conclude today's episode. And I would just share this. How soon, not now, becomes never. How soon, and your response is not now, and it becomes never. This is attributed to Martin Luther. So some of us might be saying, oh, I will do this, but not now. And before you know what, you never do that thing. It's our choice. It's our choice. The second quote I would like to share with us, which was one by Abraham Lincoln, says, "You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today." You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. So what that is telling us is that every day has its own responsibility, has its own requirements, and all that we need to do for each day. Let's not postpone it. Let's not push. When you're pushing it till tomorrow, you are not going to fulfill today when you're pushing what you have to do today, tomorrow, because tomorrow has its own responsibility. Let's rise up and take back the time that we have and utilize it properly. Procrastination is a multifaceted challenge. Yes, it has various sides to it that can significantly impact our lives. Yes, it may seem tempting to delay tasks. The long-term consequences can be detrimental, like I shared some few minutes ago. The consequences of procrastination is not something we should even look forward to, but they will come if we keep procrastinating and delaying tasks. The consequences that are detrimental would definitely come. The consequences of procrastination extend beyond the immediate loss of time. Like I said, it even destroys or damages our relationships with other people. Remember, every moment is precious. Hence, we need to make the most of it. Every moment is precious. you've not visited your parents in a long while, you're supposed to make a call concerning a particular issue, you're supposed to take that course, you are supposed to make that move, you're supposed to pay for that, that shop or what you need to do. Please, please, please do not delay when it is still within your power to do what you need to do. In closing, I would just like to share this prayer that we read earlier. It was actually said by David, asking God to teach us about how to utilize our days properly. Teach us to count carefully the days of our short lives. Then we will be wise in how we live. Teach us to count carefully the days of our short lives. Then we will be wise in how we live. Thanks for joining us this week on the At Home with Ifeno podcast. Check us out on Instagram at Ifeno17 and on YouTube at Home with Ifeno podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch every new episode and leave us a comment so we can build a strong community. See you in 2 weeks' time.